Hey everyone, today's May 14th, 2024. Hope all of you having a great day today, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in today's video, I'm gonna go over my plans for my new 2020 Mustang GT that I own for almost 3 weeks now. Hi Coco, good girl. So once I purchased my Mustang GT, I was doing a lot of research on what modifications would be best for what I'm going to use the car for. So I want my Mustang GT to be a street car that's fast. I will go to the drag strip every so often, but it's not going to be a specific drag car. I want to have a fast street car that's dailyable. So 3 days ago we had a snowstorm that had 19 inches of snow, and the last 2 days it's been -10, -15, 20 degrees Fahrenheit in Illinois. So I'm gonna head to the gym in a minute here. It'll be the first day I'm gonna drive my Mustang in the last 5 days due to the weather. It's still really cold outside, but at least the streets are clear. Looking at my weather app, it's 0 degrees right now. Going down here, it feels like -16 with the wind. If you guys are new to my channel, this is my puppy Coco. She's about 1.5 years old and she is the best. Alright, so the sun's coming down. We'll go for a drive right now. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video today, and let's get going. We'll also be installing one new modification on my Mustang GT. It's a small cosmetic mod, but it's gonna make my car look awesome. Alright, so in 2 days I'm getting a paint correction for my Mustang, and I will be ceramic coating myself. I got new microfiber towels, and in this box right here, it's a small cosmetic mod that'll make my car look great. I got these carbon fiber pieces right here that go above the heat extractors, and it's a small mod, but will definitely make a big difference on how my car looks. And we'll install these when we get back from the gym. And these also came in the mail, another small mod I'll be putting on my Mustang. So I have these same exact ones on my Subaru BRZ. They are high quality pillows that go behind the headrest on the passenger and driver's seat. My driving position in my Mustang GT, my seats recline just a little bit, but it makes it so I can't put my head back properly on my headrest. And I want to be comfy for long drives, and these pillows really come in clutch. Not just for the driver, but for the passenger as well. So we'll go down and put these on the car, and we'll also install these carbon fiber pieces on the heat extractors. So these carbon fiber pieces come with 3M tape on the back here. But I never trust the 3M that comes on these, so I'm going to add a little bit of my own on both pieces, and we'll get these installed on my Mustang. So I think I'll just add a piece here and a little bit on the top on both sides to add some extra 3M tape to make sure these do not fall off. And what I'll do is I'll heat these up with my heat gun before putting these on my Mustang. I'll also wipe down my Mustang with 70% alcohol to make sure these stick really, really well. Alright guys, it's gonna be the first drive in 5 days, and this cold start is gonna be brutal. Jesus Christ. Alright, that is way too loud. I'm gonna put on quiet mode for my neighbors. So I forgot my heat gun upstairs, so I'm gonna use my vents to heat the 3M up, and then we'll put these on my Mustang GT. The 3M they provided wasn't that sticky, so I'm happy I put my own 3M on here to make sure it doesn't fall off. But the carbon fiber weave on these looks really high quality. And I have another big interior mod coming really soon. I'm getting a very nice carbon fiber steering wheel, and that should be installed within the week, which I'm really excited about. I just put the carbon fiber on the heat extractors and they look absolutely insane. Take a look at that. These look absolutely awesome. Take a look at the carbon fiber weave right there. Alright, we'll take the car outside and see how it looks in the sun. It's freezing outside. Let's take a look at these carbon fiber pieces over the heat extractors. Take a look at that. It changes the whole front end of my car. Small modification, but definitely makes a huge difference in how my Mustang looks. So like I said, I have a carbon fiber steering wheel coming in next. What I want to do is get carbon fiber front lip, side skirt, and I already purchased a carbon fiber wing for the car. That's gonna make it look absolutely insane. I feel like carbon fiber pieces and the Oxford white or any white car in general looks so good. And as you can see, I installed these pillows on the passenger and driver's seat. Really high quality stitching on here, really soft. And as you can see, my seat is reclined just a little bit, so when I'm driving, it's uncomfortable to put my head back. Having this pillow here makes it so I can put my head back and be comfortable for long drives, and my passenger can be as well. I also had these exact same ones on my BRZ, but they had red stitching, and the red stitching was all over the BRZ. Since this had white stitching, I kept it all black, and these are so soft. So first drive in 5 days. Like I said earlier, we had a huge snowstorm that went for almost 2 days, got more than 19 inches of snow, and right after that storm, the temperature got really cold, below zero, and it got as low as -30 degrees the last couple nights. And I'm driving through ice and snow right now, and with these snow tires I have, my Mustang goes right through no problem. So I've been driving through these kind of roads that are completely snowy, and with these snow tires, my Mustang goes through no problem. So, plans for my car. Like I said when we were inside, this is not going to be a designated track car. I want this to be a fast street car. I eventually will go boosted, but I want to be naturally aspirated, be able to do high 10-second, low 11-second passes any day of the week at the drag strip. I've been doing a lot of research, watching a lot of YouTube videos, going on the forums, and keep in mind I did have a 2015 Mustang GT 7 years ago for about a year. One thing I can't do is over modify my car. I've done that with my WRX, my previous car, my Subaru BRZ. They were great cars, but I always over modify them. Let's do a small pull here. Nothing crazy. I don't want to spin out. It is cold right now, so I'm just going to take it easy. So when I say over modify, I mean modifying my car too much where it is not enjoyable for myself. I watched a YouTube video by Stang Mode the other day. He was explaining with his black Mustang GT, his car was a specific drag car, and it was a great drag car making great times. But because he did all those modifications, stiffening the suspension, making it extremely loud with catless headers, making his exhaust completely catless, pretty much straight piped it. He pretty much gutted it out, made his seats uncomfortable, made it so he didn't have his heated and cooling seats anymore. He made it so his car was great on the drag strip, but not practical for everyday driving, and it made it so he didn't enjoy driving his Mustang on the street. And I know exactly where he's coming from, because with my BRZ, I wanted it initially just to be a fun car that I could use on the street and on the track. But as I started modifying it, I modified it to the point where on the street it wasn't fun anymore. The roads in Illinois, especially the highways, are not the best. Going over the bumps in my BRZ, I had good suspension too. I had Fortune Auto 500 coilovers, upper, lower control arms. I had all these great suspension mods, and don't get me wrong, it was great for the track. It took turns really well. Driving on the street, going to the grocery store, going to the gym, it made it so it wasn't enjoyable daily driving the car anymore. And that's one thing I don't want to do with my Mustang. I want this to be a fun car on the street, like I said, where it can take bumps no problem. The one thing with the Mustang, it is really good from factory. The suspension is pretty much dialed in. The exhaust was on track mode, it sounds phenomenal. The handling with the car, I mean, everything feels really good. Going over bumps, it takes bumps really well. It absorbs everything phenomenally. So as of right now, I have Eibach Sportline lowering springs. It lowered my car just enough for its great stance. And if I went with bigger tires, because right now I have 255/40 by 18 tires with the stock 19-inch wheels. If I went with a bigger wheel or tire setup, I'll have more than enough room in my wheel well. The one thing I don't want to do is have my car be too bumpy over bumps. And getting advice from other people and looking at Stang Mode's video, having just lowering springs is more than enough for this car, especially for my needs. But I don't want to get new bushings. He said once he switched out the bushings, it made his ride completely bumpy. Right now, just with the lowering springs going over bumps, the car absorbs the road really, really well, and it feels like a great daily driver. Now for my exhaust, I gotta be really careful on what I do, because I don't want my car to be overly obnoxious where it doesn't just annoy my neighbors, but myself as well. And I also drive my wife around, I have my dog, so the one thing I want to keep is my active exhaust. And just looking at the aftermarket support for the exhaust for this car, there's not as many exhausts available, axle back or cat back, to have the active exhaust option. Majority of exhaust setups completely cancel out your active exhaust, and the active exhaust is something I absolutely need, and I will not get that canceled out. So right now I have an X-pipe on my stock exhaust and it sounds phenomenal. I also purchased an axle back exhaust that does have the active exhaust option, and the axle back is going to be coming in very, very soon. The one thing I need to be careful with is the header. With this car, looking at different dyno numbers from people online, the forums, and on YouTube, especially for the S550, people getting long tube headers with a tune, they're only gaining maybe 20 horsepower, maybe a little more. When you're modifying your car, there's always some kind of trade-off. For example, when you're opening the car up to get the most airflow possible, you're gonna get more noise. And keep in mind, more noise doesn't mean better noise. I want my Mustang to sound good. I want it to be loud, but not too loud. Have a nice refined tone to it. I also want my exhaust to be free flowing. Because with my X-pipe right now with my stock exhaust, it's loud, it feels good. When I get my axle back exhaust installed, it's gonna make it flow a little bit better and it will be a lot louder. But once you go to header, that's what really opens up your car and you'll make a little bit of power. But with that, it also makes your car so much louder. Just on YouTube alone, I've seen a bunch of people install headers on their car, get it tuned, and it gets too loud to a point, even with the active exhaust, where they ended up taking the headers off because they liked how it sounded better without the headers. And because the Mustang GT is so good from the factory, the headers only gives you a little bit more horsepower. And for myself, is it worth it to make my car obnoxiously loud to have a little bit more airflow with a little bit more power? Or do I not put on the headers and make my car sound exactly the way I want it? So basically a catback exhaust, so having an X-pipe with an axle back exhaust. All right, just made it to the gym. I'm gonna head in right now, get a killer chest workout, and then we'll finish the video there. All right guys, just left the gym. Another cold start. Man, my exhaust with the resonator delete with the X-pipe sounds amazing. I'm happy I went with the X-pipe. My previous Mustang I owned about 7 years ago, I had an H-pipe with my MBRP catback exhaust. Let me show you a quick clip of what my old Mustang sounded like right now. As you can see, my old Mustang sounded phenomenal, and all that had was that catback exhaust and a tune. The H-pipe made it sound like thunder almost. Definitely like an old school muscle car. And I almost went with an H-pipe again, but since I already experienced the H-pipe, I wanted to switch it up with the X-pipe, and honestly I'm happy I did. I like both, but the X-Pipe right now, especially with the stock exhaust, it sounds so good. All right guys, just got back from the gym. I think I'm gonna put those 2 installs at the beginning of this video to get it started. I'm gonna end the video right here. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video today. I know not much happened. I did 2 small mods, and I'm really excited for the carbon fiber mods I have coming in for my Mustang. Like I said, carbon fiber front lip, side skirts, rear diffuser, and I already purchased an awesome carbon fiber wing. Oh yeah, and I forgot, I also bought a carbon fiber steering wheel that will be in really soon, and it's gonna make the interior look awesome. Please leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Leave a comment down below what you guys think of my Mustang GT so far and the plans I have for it. I'm also getting my exhaust mods in really soon, my axle back exhaust and my long tube headers, which I'm really nervous about because it's gonna make my car sound so loud, but we'll see how it is once they're installed. And remember, I do respond back to every single comment I get. Peace out, and I'll see you guys in the next video.